Okay, I had a trouble with the microphone when I was recording this, so I will have to voice over for part of this. Tonight we have about 11-pound brisket after I've trimmed it up. I'm just going to use 3 different ingredients tonight to season it. I'm going to use some celery seed, some Texas beef rub, and some salt, pepper, garlic. And yeah, I'm going to heavily coat this with the Texas rub and the SPG. I did a light coat of the celery. It's really just for color, for the help with the smoke ring. After I get this seasoned up, we're going to take it out to the smoker where we're going to smoke it for about 5-6 hours and get a nice little darkness on the outside, and we'll be ready. Okay, I got my smoker set at about 225. I've placed a couple of chunks of wood up here to set the brisket on, so the brisket actually has like a dome shape to it, so the juices, when it comes out of the brisket, does not puddle up and soften up the seasonings that are on there, because we're actually going to build a crust on the outside of this. As it smokes, the seasonings will get harder. So let's get this door shut and start the cooking process. A lot of people find babysitting a smoker all day long is hard. It's part of it, and I love doing it. Okay, so every 30 minutes, I take my bottle of water and I come out to the brisket and I spray this thing down. And I spray every bit of it that I can. What it'll do is it'll help create a bark. It'll make the seasonings crust up and hold firmer together. And that makes for a delicious brisket. All right, so we've been out here for about 5 hours. Unfortunately, you can't see in here right now because it's dark out here, but I'm fixing to do you see how this did not see where it puddled here, but it didn't puddle up here? So this is going to be a little softer on the outside of the seasoning, but here it's still good. You can't scrape that off anymore, so it's perfect. All right, let's get this inside. Okay, so in this part here, we're just going to add about 10 ounces of beef broth. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that here. All right, so at this point, we're going to rehydrate the meat. Let's see. If you watch, it'll just absorb right back into. Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call or something. So anyways, you're going to dump this back over top of your meat and allow it to just absorb. Some of it will run off, but the good news is it's all going to get wrapped up and it'll stay inside of this brisket to get absorbed all the way back into it. All right, let's wrap her up and oh, whoopsie. All right, perfect. Now you want to make sure you get this brisket as tight of a seal as you can. Juices back into where they need to be. I use 2 layers of tinfoil in case we tear the first layer. We don't lose any of the juice during the cook. All right, so we have 10 ounces of extra juice inside of here. Now we're gonna just take this out and put it in the electric smoker where I have the temperature at 205. All right, so I have the temperature set. It is my bad, but I left the door open, so it needs to get up to 210, but we've got it set. Right now it's 133. It will get up to 210, and we'll check it in the morning. I'm going to bed. I'm tired, and hopefully I get to fly in the morning. All right, so it's right around noon. I got to sleep in really well because I didn't have to worry about checking the temperature on my charcoal smoker. I just put it in the electric one. We're not smoking anything because it's wrapped in tin foil, so we don't have much to worry about. Okay, so what you want to do, you're not so much worried about the temperature of the meat. What you're looking for is for the probe to just go in buttery smooth, like it's going into butter, and that is super soft. So this is ready. If we're curious of what the temperature is, we're running about, hurry up, come on, good gracious. Boo, 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 boo. Let's say call it 207, 208. So we're going to take this out, and what we're going to do after that is open the tin foil up so that the cooking process will stop. Okay, so all we're going to do is just open this up. We're not going to take the meat out. We're just going to leave it sitting here inside all those juices, and that juice will suck back into the meat as it cools down. So all from here, we're just going right to the cooler. So hopefully we go right for the cooler without losing any of the juice or much of the juice. Oh, tight fit. Okay. We will let this cool till it hits about internal temperature of about 170. Okay, so the brisket's a little cooler on internal. It's roughly about 145. We're just discussing how to take this out of the tin foil without spilling the juices everywhere, so I decided to just go ahead and go hands in, and we're gonna have somebody help me pull this out, get it out of the way, set her down, and get ready to start cutting. Look at that beauty. Okay, so let's get this cutting going here. That knife's falling right through pretty well, pretty easily. Okay, smoke ring, not fantastic, but it's good. Plenty of juice pouring out of that thing. Oh yeah. Now here, I try to cut a little too thin of a slice, so it kind of just fell apart, but my next slice is on point, looks great. I try to do the bend test. You put it over a fork or your finger and let it droop on each side. Unfortunately, I should have cut a third piece here because this just fell apart. You know, it's horrible. Overdone a little bit maybe. Tender, juicy, not dry. All right, let's go ahead and get a smoke ring check here again. Again, it's not a bad smoke ring. It's not perfect, but it's there. Let's get a little piece here. The host, he gets the first piece. And then the cook. Look at Maddie's face. He was so disappointed in having to wait one more second. And I'm going to say it tasted phenomenal. It had a good smoked flavor. It was tender. It was moist and juicy. Yeah, we demolished this thing here in about another 2 minutes. And we go to cutting into this thing and making plates, and everybody's jumping around, talking about how great it was. A lot of the ladies actually went back and got a third plate, which I've never seen before. Awesome. like to have been closer to my truck. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Ask and you shall receive. Watch out. Found Mark's truck.